tell you a story, goes something like this. I'm thinking about the year 1929. Yes, I am. Said I'm thinking about the year 1929. Bullshit.
Welcome to Inside New York. We're at the opening premiere of Lonesome Blues. It stars Akin Babatunde. And we're going to be talking with him at the after party. So you better stay right there because it's all right here on Inside New York. We're here with Akin Babatunde, who we haven't seen in, I believe, 9 years.
That's exactly right. I remember when you first interviewed us, and it's a pleasant surprise to see you still here.
So he's here. He's back. So for those who saw it 9 years ago, it was a big hit, and it's taken a while to bring it back. But what would you like to say about it?
Well, it's different now. That one had a 6-character. It was a 6-character ensemble, and I played Blind Lemon. And now we had an opportunity because we did some other research and some new information, and decided, well, let's make it a one-man show, of which I was kicking and screaming. I didn't want to do no one-man show, but when this opportunity opened for us to do a version of the show as a one-man show in Austin, then New York saw it and said, hey, this is interesting. We'd like to bring you to New York and open during the summer months. So you never know.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the earlier production versus this latest production. For those who have seen it earlier.
We did a production here at the York. Then we did something for Soundstage. We did a version for Soundstage, but this has been through a lot of evolutions. It was a 16-character show called Blind Lemon, Prince of Country Blues. And we did it at a theater called Water Tower in Addison, Texas. And at that particular point, we had 16 characters, and the producer of Ain't Nothing But the Blues on Broadway saw it. And he told us, he said, you know, you're never going to bring that to New York with 16 people, so you guys need to pare it down. And that's what we did. So we pared it down to 6 people. In the cast, and one of the members of the cast was Tony Award winner Lilius White.
Oh, yes!
Yeah.
That's my girl.
And Yarborough and Peoples.
I started to call her tonight.
Oh, she would have been here.
Yeah, she's in the show.
Yeah, she's in the show. She would have been here tonight, but you know, she's doing a show. And she said, "Oh, please forgive me." But Yarborough and Peoples, the Grammy-nominated Yarborough's Peoples, were in that show. And then there's my protege, Liz Michael, who is in an Eve Enslow new play. She was in one of the versions of it. So this final version has just been distilled down to the day he expired, the day he died. There's so many mysteries on the day he died. They say he froze to death in the snow. They said that he froze in a car. There's so many mysteries. So we took it from the standpoint of his life flashing before him on the day of his death.
Yes, it does fill out a lot of the questions you might have had about this phenomenal individual.
Right.
But what attracted you to Blind Lemon Jefferson? I spoke with the director. What made you connect with him?
Well, I like the fact that I'm a Motown baby, meaning that I grew up listening to that kind of music. So when I met Alan, and he introduced me to the music of Blind Lemon. When I was growing up, we used to consider that kind of music old-fashioned, old-timey music. But I'll tell you one thing. When we went to Paris and people heard that music, they appreciate that legacy and that which is part of my DNA more than we do, you know, more than I do, which I have grown to accept and love. Even Billie Holiday. I used to think Billie Holiday, oh my God, why is she sounding that way? And now I realize what was behind her singing. It's the same thing with Blind Lemon. I've gotten a new respect for that aspect of my culture.
And what would you say about him that you've learned through the years that you didn't know before that really struck with you?
I think that they say he had a wonderful wide range of an octave in singing. So just listening to little bits of him, I started to say, oh my God, I'm starting to sound a little bit like him in the show. You know, there's certain riffs that he does that has been incorporated into my interpretation of him. So I said, oh my God, I'm not that far off from him.
Well, it does seem like, the spirit of Blind Lemon Jefferson comes through. I mean, obviously I wasn't around to hear him, but you sound so authentic. And I'm sure a lot of people would say, in seeing the show, that they would just love to see you in concert.
Oh my!
And
what
because
a
you're
beautiful, beautiful concert.
At least I would say that, and I think everyone else would.
Oh.
You could really hold the show just even with just the music.
Thank you.
So, but do you consider yourself more an actor or musician?
Well, I'm a performer, and growing up in my day, you had to dance, you had to act, you had to sing. So I consider myself an artist. I love acting, I love singing. I'm a director also, a theater director. And I come from a tradition in New York based on the Negro Ensemble tradition. I was a member of National Black Theater, but my great mentor was Ellen Stewart. I was a La Mama baby, and I'm proud to say that. I'm a La Mama baby, and there were so many things that I got as a result of being in her theater company, and people I got to work with. Andre Chabon, Tom O'Horgan, Harvey Fierstein, all of those people we came through during that time.
And you also worked with the Negro Ensemble Company? Or you just
I wasn't in that company, but I have worked there. There was a play that Garrett Morris wrote called The Secret Place that Bill Dukes directed. And we did a workshop performance of it at Negro Ensemble.
So if you had to choose between acting or singing, I don't think the dancing is exactly a part of that repertoire at the moment.
At the moment.
But yes, who knows what the future might bring.
Right.
But do you have a preference?
I like acting.
Oh, okay.
I really like acting,
okay.
yeah. Because with acting, if you really embrace that craft, you can do anything.
Well, and Mr. Babatunde has done that so brilliantly in Lonesome Blues.
Thanks.
So you got to come see him. It's a very short run, I understand, only through July 1st.
Yes.
That's really like a tease.
Oh, well, that's a good tease, hopefully.
Right. I mean, literally it's a tease to our audience to run down here, but it's also a tease for us who might want to come back and see it again.
Yeah.
There's hardly any time.
Who knows what happens, in our business, you never know.
Well, I certainly hope also next time you'll be able to come in the studio because I want to explore your whole background.
Thank you.
You are a native New Yorker.
I am.
And look
Brooklyn.
at you.
Brooklynite.
Too, like Lillian.
Oh, yes, that's right. Lillian and I.
In Brooklyn?
We went to Brooklyn College and City College. She went to City College. I went to Brooklyn College, but we were in a troupe together called the Demigods. Joe Walker, who wrote The River Niger, we was in his company. So I knew Lily as we go way back.
Well, see, not all great artists, but so many great artists come from New York and Brooklyn specifically.
Let's hear it for BK.
Absolutely. So anyway, I hope that all of New York comes out to support you in this endeavor and to recognize, as you said, people of color, African Americans specifically, might not have embraced the blues as much as other groups. But I think it's a lot of it because they just weren't exposed to it. It's not what you hear on the radio. I know growing up, I had to seek it out. It was not what you're going to hear on pop stations.
That's right.
So, this is part of your history. It's Black Music Month, of all things.
Yeah.
And also, this is June 19th, which is...
Yes, we open on Juneteenth.
Yes, Juneteenth.
What a wonderful tribute to that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I couldn't think of a better place to be. And thank you so much for sharing with us.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you again.
That was a great interview.